Okay, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us for Webinar Wednesdays this week. This week we will be talking about the Learning Design and Technology programs. We've got Dr. Monica Tracy and Dr. Ingrid Guerra Lopez with us today.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I would say that we want to just make sure that everybody has the same expectations for the webinar. So the reason we are here today is to explain what the program is about. We do have multiple degrees, so this is meant for prospective students or students who might be interested in pursuing careers and a program of study. So if there are any current students or any other expectations, please feel free to excuse yourself. We're not having necessarily a discussion about learning design and technology as a topic area, but specifically about what the program is about.
Great, thank you so much, Ingrid. So that was Dr. Ingrid Guerra Lopez, and I'm Monica Tracy, Dr. Tracy, and we both want to welcome you to this webinar. What we want to do is we want to start out by talking about what is learning design and technology. So let's see, learning design and technology is design, innovate, create, learn, and perform, which basically means that design is the creation of an innovative process or object to improve learning and ultimately to improve human performance. So these words describe what we do in learning design and technology. We design, we are innovative, we create things, we help the learning process, and we improve performance.
So there's a couple of additional points to add. So learning design and technology, is really relevant to a lot of different areas of study. So we do employ a number of different strategies to enhance learning within organizations. Could be business, government, educational settings. So our graduates work in a variety of different settings, helping others learn. So it could be through learning solutions, programs, strategies, etc. Innovation is a key component of that because we're the core of what we do is about design thinking. And so design thinking is constantly looking at ways to create innovative solutions to important problems. And so problem definition is an important component of that, and then coming up with the best solutions. We definitely encourage our students to think outside of the box. And so we give you the skills and knowledge and practice on how to do that. And the reason we do all of that, as Dr. Tracy was saying, is ultimately to improve performance in a measurable way. We're all looking for better ways of doing things and better ways of adding value. So that's essentially what our students learn to do.
Okay, that's great. And the one other thing that's important to add is Dr. Guerra Lopez mentioned design thinking. An interesting way of approaching design thinking also includes looking at problems with multiple different perspectives. So if you look at a problem and the first thing you think is, okay, that's what the problem is, the reality is it may not be that problem. It may be a different problem. And we teach our students how to really look at problems from a variety of different perspectives, and then you can create very innovative solutions to those problems.
So how do you know, or how can you tell if LDT is right for you? I would say that one of the key things that you want to consider is that our graduates work in all kinds of different settings. So directors of training and development, e-learning specialists, health educators, health personnel educators, instruction designers, learning and development specialists, and on and on. So you can see that our graduates work in a variety of different settings and have a variety of different titles, and is really an area that's in high demand. Our graduates are often recruited even before they graduate. So there's a huge job market out there that's really demanding our graduates. Instruction designers and, the variety of different job titles that I listed also are consistently ranked in highly desirable jobs, for example, for reasons such as flexibility, high demand, etc. So a lot of instruction designers, a lot of people who graduate from my field, you could have a traditional 9-to-5 job, but many are also freelancers. So many of them are able to work from anywhere and really leverage a lot of the learning and performance support technologies to do that.
Okay, so now, how would you like to be able to study and attend class from anywhere? This is one of the coolest things about our program. Our master's degree is a completely online program. So basically what that means is it is a synchronous program. So it means that if you want to log on to our Blackboard site at 1 in the morning because you work afternoons, you can absolutely do that. Our master's program is completely online. Our undergraduate program is going to be a hybrid program, and our doctoral program is pretty much a hybrid program, mostly online.
Hybrid, yeah. So one thing to note is regardless of which program you enroll into, there are a lot of online options. As we said, the master's, you could take the entire master's program, be done in definitely under 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And do it strictly online. For undergraduates and doctoral students, we have a lot of online options. And because of some of the requirements of the doctoral program, which we'll get into in just a minute, not all the courses are within our program. So you do sort of have to take some of the face-to-face. But we're in the process of getting to a point where our undergraduate would very likely be online.
What about in-state tuition? No matter where you live or where you work, you get in-state tuition. You qualify for in-state tuition for our master's program. We have a number of master's students right now who live out of state, and yet they have the opportunity and they get to pay in-state tuition, which is incredible.
We also provide a number of internship opportunities, so we do coordinate them internally. And for those of you who are thinking about doing a career change, we do make sure that there are, first of all all of our courses have project-based components. So that means that you get a chance to practice, not just learn about the theory and concepts, but because it's a master's program, we're very focused on giving people practical experience and a real understanding of why the concepts are so important. So you get practice in capstone courses, you get practice in the internship, and so employers know this, and that's one of the reasons why our graduates are in such high demand. So a paid internship is something that would help you with a career transition. We are in a position to help you secure one of those. And the overwhelming majority of the times, the interns ultimately are offered a full-time position.
And Ingrid brings up a great point. You won't be thrown into the deep end of the pool on an internship. Starting with the very first introduction class, you're going to be working in teams, because we know in our field most of our work is done in teams, maybe a different variety of different players in the teams, but we know that most of our work is done with some type of collaboration in teams. So we start right out of the chute with our intro class, with our design thinking and knowledge class, certainly our needs assessment class, our evaluation classes. You will be working with others, and you'll be working on real world problems, and that really helps prepare you for the next step, which would be an internship, and then ultimately prepares you for a career once you graduate. Okay, so would you like a graduate degree that adds value to any undergrad degree?
So we will be looking at some of the differences in the different levels of programs. So the jobs that are typical for those who graduate with a bachelor's degree are even more technical in nature, and I don't mean that in terms of technology, I mean that it's even more precise. So very often undergraduate majors will have positions in training and development, e-learning, multimedia developers, instructional developers, and also instructional designers. It really just goes hand in hand with the kinds of experiences that the person has had. And more, this is a growing area. You could pair just about, any kind of background with LDT, and you're going to have marketable skills that will prepare you for a job immediately.
So when we think about that, let's just give you an example. Let's say that you wanted to go into some kind of medical field. And then you decided, you know what, I really don't love blood. So 3/4 of the way through, you're getting a degree in nursing and you really don't want to be a nurse. You could finish that degree, begin to work on a graduate degree in learning design and technology, and you could go into medical education. And medical education is huge right now. There are positions all over the place in hospitals, in rehab centers, in private practice for medical educators. Our degree goes hand in hand with that. So you will definitely, whatever your undergrad degree is, psychology,
communications, business,
exactly,
graphic design,
yeah,
visual arts.
If you think about it, every organization, every workplace needs learning, right? It requires learning. And that's what this degree helps you to be able to do, promote learning, to help design learning interventions in the workplace.
I would have to say that another piece of feedback that we often get from employers is that our students, because of their now strengths in education in learning theories, application of learning theories, human interaction, facilitation, that they're also very good process facilitators. So it's not unusual to have a lot of our students perhaps work with training, but then also be in a position to facilitate organizational workshops and events. So it's not just the training and the learning, but the fact that learning, that your understanding of learning really opens up the door to support the organization in a lot of process improvement.
Absolutely. And the other thing is, think about, I don't know what your undergrad degrees are going to be in. If you would like to type that in the chat, that would be great. We can give you a few more examples. But we have individuals who get undergraduate degrees in journalism or in psychology or in history. Not so much journalism, but history or psychology. And those are really wonderful conceptual degrees, but they graduate and they need practical skill. And our degree in learning design and technology will help you get the practical skill. Let's start with our bachelor's degree. We have, so let you come in, if you're interested in our bachelor's degree, you have to have 60 credits in order to come in, general education courses, things like that. You have to have 60 credits. Okay, but then you'll come in afterwards and you'll take 36 credits total in your major, which would be learning design and technology. In our minor, we also have a minor that hopefully will start in the fall or in the winter, and the minor is 18 credits. So once again, if you have that major in psychology or that major in history or the major in communication, this minor will really help you. Our courses are, you have to have the completion of the macro requirements or general education requirements for Wayne State, and you need to have a grade point average of a 2.5, and of course up-to-date transcripts. Want to talk about the master's?
Sure. So our master's is 30 credits long, and you don't need to have a undergraduate degree in learning design and technology. Just like with a bachelor's or with a minor, for example, you could pair it with any major. Likewise, in the master's, students come with all kinds of degrees. They've come with policy analysis, sociology, psychology, computer science. I think we had a music major. So we've had all kinds of students with different kinds of backgrounds come into the program. So the 30 credit hours consist of majority of courses are 4 credit courses that really are very concentrated on giving you the critical skills to be able to do instructional and performance design. One of the courses is what we call a capstone course, and that capstone course allows you to apply all the different skill sets that you've acquired throughout the program and apply it into one very sort of applied project that you might choose to have with your own organization, or we can pair you up with a potential project. But the point is that then you start building your portfolio of experiences, and whatever you do in the master's capstone course, I know that our past students have used it as a work sample that they take for job interviews. So we're always thinking about how do we prepare you, how do we support you in being the most competitive for the job market. It's completely online. As Dr. Tracy said, we have students from outside of the state as well. And if you have had courses that, let's say perhaps you have started in another master's program and have decided to switch over, or if you already have a completed master's program, if some of the courses apply, we do consider what courses you can bring into the program as well. So there is that opportunity to save you some time and resources and potentially bring in some of those courses.
Now we feel like we're getting on a roll here in this thing. I finally figured out how to use the slides, so I hope you're all enjoying those now. Anyway, our PhD program, the focus is research. So if you have a strong desire to know more, to go deeper into a certain topic in learning, design, and technology, if you love learning, if you loved studying, the PhD may be for you. We also have graduate research assistant positions, which are very, very interesting. Basically, we have 4 positions that you can apply for one of them if you want to get a PhD. And what that position allows you is 20 hours a week. You will be working with faculty, usually assigned to 1 or 2 faculty members. You do get a stipend for that. Your tuition is paid for, and you do have health insurance. So it's a wonderful way of getting completing your doctorate degree and having you be able to be financially supported. Our program, our doctoral program, as we mentioned, is a hybrid. Talk a little bit about the doctorate.
Yeah, so as we said before, hybrid, and we've mentioned that term a lot of times. So the program as a whole is hybrid, and what that means is that some of the courses are face-to-face, some of the courses are online, and even some of the courses have both of those components. So it's very likely that you will have a course that maybe, let's say, meets once a month, and then the remaining of the time you're meeting asynchronously, which means you don't have to be at the same time at the same place. You just go into the learning management system, which for us is Blackboard, and then make sure that you're fulfilling all of the requirements of the course as outlined in your syllabus. So most of in fact, all of the courses that are within our program, so your core courses within the PhD program are going to be offered online. Those that we cannot guarantee online are the other College of Education requirements that are offered by other programs who may not have online offerings. The program is 90 credit hours, so it's very competitive from that regard. It's not overly long. 30 of those credits are dissertation credits, and so that leaves you with 60. If you have a master's degree in our field, whether it is from Wayne State University or a different program, you will also be able to transfer probably most, if not all, of those courses. So that leaves you, hypothetically speaking, with about 30 core, 30 credit.
28 maybe.
Yeah, 28 to 30. I think 30 might be the requirement that you absolutely have to take, but that might also include the dissertation.
Yeah.
So roughly speaking, if you boil that down, those 90 down, 30 of them are for dissertation. If you have a master's, you already did half of the 60 that are remaining.
Right.
So it is very feasible, and most of our doctoral students are full-time employees.
Yep.
So if what's comfortable for you is to take 1 or 2 classes per semester, some people do that. In fact, many of our students also have jobs already, so there's a lot of flexibility, and it's kind of part of the culture of the program that people work and go to school.
Right. And the other thing to add too with the doctoral program is this: we know, having both of us getting PhDs, that it's important to have a community. So as you move through the doctoral program, some of the more advanced doctoral courses, they're the ones that are really hybrid, so that you meet fellow doctoral students, your community. They then work with you or can help you to keep your head up as you're going through the dissertation process. So we really do like to have our students either meet in person or meet online, working on team projects, especially as they get into the more advanced doctoral courses.
And I'd say that's a good point, because not only are there courses that teach you, for example, how to design with multimedia, how to incorporate the latest technology into learning solutions or into helping people perform more efficiently, more effectively. You also learn indirectly, or I should say also directly, because so many of our courses are online, because we use so many different technology tools to facilitate the course, to collaborate with students. So you really are getting both sides. You're learning how to develop these things, but you're also getting the user experience, which really gives you a lot of insight to develop even more effective designs.
Absolutely. So we practice what we preach is basically what Dr. Guerra Lopez is saying. Okay, so talked about the GRA. Here we are. If you would like to apply, I believe Dr. Waker is on. Maybe she isn't, but if she wants to say anything, we'd love to have you. But graduate applications are submitted online, and that is the website. Documents needed are your transcripts, a personal statement, doctoral applications. If you have any questions, you can contact Dr. Mary Waker. You can also contact one of us. We often will meet with, I'm meeting with one today as a matter of fact, individuals who are interested in coming into our program, but they don't know for sure if this is the right fit, or if they are ready to start in the fall, or if they need what they should put in their personal statement. And we are more than happy to talk with you to help answer any questions you may have. I also saw that we had Marlena, I believe it was Marlena, who said that she is a senior. Marlena, if you're interested at all, you can add our program take the minor. You can also come into our master's program. So Kim, you say that you're curious about both the master and the PhD. You're already a WSU grad. Do you need to fill out an actual graduate application, or is it a change of status? That is a great question. I believe that Mary can answer that question, or Jeff possibly can. If you're already a Wayne State grad student, I think it's just a change of program.
You need to just complete an online application, and Mary is highlighting the web address
for you to use. Okay.
Yep. And maybe not listed here, but I'm sure that you have already also looked through. Our website can be found from the College of Education site at Wayne State University, and so you should be able to do a quick search and find it. We can
right there. COE. Thank you, Mary. COE.wayne.edu/LTT.
LDT. Great.
Right. Okay. Other questions? Do we have any other questions from anybody in the room?
Yeah, we have about 5 minutes, so we're open to addressing any questions you might have.
Can you talk about the certificate program? Okay, we have a couple of certificates. We have the certificate in online teaching for individuals who are interested in teaching online. Many of our graduate students, our master's students, and our doctoral students, if they are going to go into higher education or into academia, they will take that certificate of online teaching. We also have a fabulous certificate for university teaching, which that one is for individuals who, doctoral students only, who are actually going to go into teaching at a university.
I didn't mention it, but we also have an education specialist certificate. Yep. And for some people who have completed their master's and they want additional, I would say, expertise in some of the content area, the Ed specialist, maybe they're not looking to pursue a doctoral degree, they're not looking to go into academia or to learn how to be a researcher, but you still want to have more advanced education and training than a master's level degree, the educational specialist certificate is ideal for you. So it's very flexible. You will be assigned to a faculty advisor. You will meet with a faculty advisor and then develop your own plan of work. So it's very open, very driven by your personal interest and career goals.
Okay, and we have a question here. I believe it's Shariah. You want to know, I'm got to scroll back up because I'm having a hard time seeing your actual question. Or here it is. Shariah is graduated with a BA in Public Relations with a new media minor. Do you think the master's would be a good fit for a social media manager?
Oh gosh, it's perfect.
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 And then you said, how do you help with e-learning employment? Absolutely. Yes. Many of our courses in our master's degree, and what you would want to do, Shariah, is in addition to our requirements, you would choose all online learning or e-learning courses to help you teach you how to design, how to incorporate e-learning in order to gain employment there. But with your undergrad degree, a master's in learning design and technology with probably the technology integration emphasis would be perfect for you.
We've had a couple of students recently come to us from marketing really wanting to kind of expand more on the online strategies. Exactly. So yes, I think that that's a very good fit, and interestingly enough, there are other people who have similar ideas.
Absolutely. And we didn't really get a chance to talk much about our the technology component, but it's very, very strong in our program. And we can help design your plan of work so that we really emphasize that for you.
And again, even though our time is up, you have our email addresses here. Please feel free to email us at any time, or you can also contact Dr. Waker for specific application types of questions. But we're always happy and available to answer any questions about career opportunities or the program. I think we thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it, and please help us spread the word. If you know of anyone else who might be a really good fit for this program, we're always interested in strong candidates because we believe that this is a very innovative, modern kind of career. You may not have grown up hearing about this, but there's a very strong growth trend for this field.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, and thank you, Mary and Jeff, for supporting us at our webinar. Have a good day, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.